You can access the Virtuoso Print Manager by locating the System Tray icon. It's in the lower right hand corner. It's a green box with the letter V. Click on it to open the system tray. The Virtuoso Print Manager will work with both Creative Studio and virtually any graphics program. The system tray allows you to access several features and functions of the Virtuoso Print Manager. These include access to Creative Studio Designer, opening a local file for printing outside of Creative Studio Designer using a standard graphics program such as CorelDRAW, Photoshop, Illustrator, etc. Pause the scanning function of the Virtuoso Print Manager. Set up hot folders via the Hot Folder Manager. Change options including language and units of measure. Access your printer utilities. Get help and quit the system. We'll take a look at how each of these works, and then we'll take a look at how to actually print an image. Creative Studio Designer provides a link to the Creative Studio system. Simply click on it and it will open the login page. Log in, click Launch Creative Studio Online Designer, and it will open. Open Local File allows you to open a file on your local system to import for printing with the Virtuoso Print Manager. Pause scanning allows you to temporarily stop the operation of the Virtuoso Print Manager without actually exiting the program. If you click on pause scanning, it will stop the folder scanner from operating, as you can see in the message box here. To start it back, click on the icon and then click Start Scanning. And you can see from the message that the folder scanner has started. Click on Hot Folder Manager. Hot folders contain color management and production settings for printing your images or jobs. Unlike a traditional folder where you store images, a hot folder is really just a pass-through that applies settings to the images as they're passing through during the printing process. Your hot folder manager has two default folders, the Virtuoso hot folder and the Downloads folder. The Virtuoso hot folder is for images found on your local hard drive, whereas the Downloads hot folder is for images in Creative Studio. With any hot folder, the settings that you make in the hot folder manager can be saved as the default values for that hot folder. You can change substrates, paper, source, and the speed from the printer. You can also have default mirror or not mirror. You can assign different file types, including Creative Studio Designer files, PNG, JPEG, and PDF. You can also make color settings, photographic, graphic, grayscale. In addition, you can adjust the sliders to adjust the colorization of the images. With ColorSure, you can choose to use the default ColorSure palette, which is recommended, or you can disable that. Once you've made changes, click on Save, and it will save those changes as new defaults for your hot folder. You can also create new hot folders. Click the plus sign, choose where you want to create the folder, click Make New Folder. Now assign it a name. I'm going to create this one for glass products. You can see that glass is now listed under folders. Click on glass and choose your default settings. For substrate, we use ceramic glass. For paper, I use TextPrint R. For speed, I'm going to use high quality. I'll uncheck mirror because normally with glass we do not mirror the image. Under color, I will choose photographic since most of my images will be photographic. Under file types, if I'm only going to use it with Creative Studio, I would just check Creative Studio. However, if I want to print from my local drive, I also need to select other file types as well. And then click Save. Now when I wish to print something through the hot folder, I'll set up my image and then I'll click on Save As. I'll give it a name. I'll locate the folder which is glass. Click on glass, click open, and click save. The print settings window opens. You can see that these are the settings that I created for my defaults for the glass hot folder. And if I don't wish to make any changes at this point, I'll click the print button to send it to the printer. If I wish to use a custom hot folder with Creative Studio, I'll need to make some changes within Google Chrome. With Google Chrome, click on the menu icon in the top right hand corner, click Settings, and then click Show Advanced Settings. Scroll down to Downloads. The default folder that all images will download to for Google Chrome is the Downloads folder. You may remember in the Hot Folder Manager there was a Downloads folder that's already been created. With this particular default value, anything that you create in Creative Studio will automatically go to the Downloads folder, and then the print settings window will open, and then it will continue to the printer. If you want to be able to use a custom hot folder, you could change the Downloads folder here to the hot folder that you created. However, that would mean all images would automatically go through that folder out of Creative Studio. A better solution is to check the box here. Ask where to save each file before downloading. Now let's take a look at what that looks like in Creative Studio. In Creative Studio, I'll press the print button. I'll give it a name. And click OK. And then I'll click to print. A window will pop up that says Save As. And here you'll choose the folder that you want to use. You can see over here that the default folder is Downloads. If I wish to use the glass hot folder, I would select it and then click Open, and the image would pass through the glass hot folder, and then the print settings window would open. If I prefer to stay with the Downloads folder, then I would select Downloads and click Save. Regardless of which one I choose, the print settings window will open, and I'll have an opportunity to make any last minute changes before I send it on to the printer. Once I'm ready to print, I click Print, and the image will move to the printer. Options allows you to change 3 default settings for the Virtuoso Print Manager. The first is language. You can set your Virtuoso Print Manager to work in one of the following 5 languages: English, German, French, Spanish, Italian, or Japanese. Simply select the language that you prefer, click on it, and the change will be made. In this case, I chose French, and here you can see the menu is now in French. This only changes the language within the Virtuoso Print Manager. It does not affect any other programs on your system. You can also change the units of measurement by clicking on Units. Here you'll have a choice of the system default, metric, or US. Simply click on your choice and the change will be made automatically. The third setting under Options is to run on system startup. If this is checked, that means your Virtuoso Print Manager will automatically start when you start your system. If you prefer that not to happen, then simply click on it to remove the check mark. Printer Utilities will provide you with an assortment of tools and functions for troubleshooting and maintaining your printer. Click on Printer Utilities to open it. When the Utilities window opens, it will default to the status monitor, which is the first of 5 buttons along the left-hand side. The status monitor will display the levels of ink in your printer. The second button is for nozzle check. Nozzle check is used to check the performance of your print heads. When you perform a nozzle check, a pattern will print out for each of the print heads. If you see any broken lines within the patterns, then that particular print head may have a problem and you should perform a head cleaning. Head cleaning is the third button down. With a head cleaning, you can select all 4 channels, or you can just select a pair of channels to work with. Make your selections based on your nozzle check. The fourth button down is the primary chart. You can use this utility to check the color of each individual ink channel. The fourth button down is the full page, full bleed. Here you can print a full bleed document for any of the print colors. It defaults to printing one of every color. You can change this to 0 to eliminate a color. The fifth button is the file spooler. This will be used in conjunction with tech support for troubleshooting your system. Click on the system tray icon found in the lower right hand corner of your screen. Help provides 3 different options to assist you. Support, which will take you to the support section of the Sawgrass website. Remote control. This will start a team viewer session, which will allow tech support to access your computer remotely. About will provide the version number of your Virtuoso print manager.